Yeah, first off, we appreciate Trinity Christian playing us. They're going to have a really nice team for their level. I told our guys heading into the game, I wrote up on the board, human nature. Sometimes that's the greatest competition that you have. But you see across the country, Western Michigan loses to a non-1. Boise State loses to a non-1. Delaware lost to a non-1. And I think it's just always a great reminder, man, you got to respect the game. I thought our process was great leading up to this game. A couple great days of practice, great shoot around today. I could tell our guys were locked in. And again, I've said it a million times already this offseason, man, our player leadership's terrific. And it starts with up there with Suter, Elmer, and Ipsaro, man. They do a great job of just making sure that everybody's locked in. I thought, again, shared the ball was a big positive tonight. I think we finished with 26 assists. Our ball really moved. I thought, again, we were disruptive. We created a lot of turnovers. I think we forced 18 turnovers tonight. Again, I think when you look at the stat sheet, again, we're always strength in numbers. We have a lot of different guys that can do it, which makes us, I think, really, really hard to prepare for. It's the way we recruit. It's our style of play. I was proud of a couple of the young guys. I thought Almar, number one, was off the charts good. Set the tone the right way on both ends of the floor. But I was really proud of the young guys. I thought Waltz, had a bigger opportunity tonight than he did in night one versus ODU, and I thought he really took advantage of that opportunity on both ends of the floor, showcasing just his versatility. And then Trey Perry, his ability to, again, get guys shots but also score. And then T-Rob, again, same thing. He ended up with a double-double here tonight, and I think he's a guy that can really emerge for us inside and give us a true inside-outside presence. He's 6'10", 6'11". He had some really good moments tonight. So just got to continue to build our depth with our team, strength in numbers. It's a long season, as we all know, and we want to peak at the right time in March.
Coach, last game against Old Dominion, you shot around 40% from three. In this game, it was 70%. What does a game like this do for the confidence of a team that relies a lot on shooting?
Yeah, it's a great question. We did not shoot it as well, like you said, against ODU. You always go back as a coach and you look at shot selection and you say, okay, was it the quality of the shot? And I thought we got some pretty good looks, and yet we still scored 87, and we didn't shoot well. And it's like I told the guys when we were watching film with them, and there were a lot of things we got to clean up. Listen, it's early on in the season, but when we do shoot well, we're going to be in the hundreds almost every night because we have the ability to get to the free throw line. We have the ability. We're a paintball team. We play fast. We crash the glass. We're relentless on that end, and when we do make shots, like I said, I think we become really, 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 really hard to guard. So, but I thought again, great shooting teams are great passing teams, and when the pass is on target, it's amazing what your percentage is versus if it's just a couple, like a centimeter off target, it could take you out of your shot or the percentages go down. And I thought we did a great job of making on-time, on-target passes tonight.
Before the season, you talked a lot about wanting to get more to the free throw line. Tonight you got there 29 times and sunk 22 of them. Can you talk about the importance of that tonight?
Yeah. We've made a huge point of emphasis this offseason in skill. And just because our team's different than it was last year. Every team's different. Even though we have 6 guys that played a lot last year, their roles have changed, right? And so our team's different. And a guy like Evan Ipsaro, man, he's so physical, and he's like a bullet. I mean, he's just so fast. He puts so much pressure on the rim. Suter, same thing. He's relentless. Scaljak, same thing. Almar at the 5's a problem because he can drive the ball. And it's like all of a sudden it's like Antoine didn't even play tonight. He's a paint guy. T-Rob's a paint guy. So Trey Perry can put pressure. So we have a lot of different guys. Brent Byers has grown his game. He couldn't play a whole lot off the bounce last year. Now he is. He can do both. And I just think, again, the teams that can get to the free throw line are usually very consistent on the offensive end. All right, there's not a better source of offense than getting to that free throw line. So we've been able to do that very consistently tonight. ODU and both of our scrimmages that we played, we've gotten to the line a ton.
And then the elephant in the room here is Kyle Waltz coming in as a freshman playing like that tonight. What did you see before the season from him, and are you surprised by what he did tonight?
I'm not. I've told Kyle this. He can be as good as he wants to be. And I think it just starts with just his confidence level and his self-belief. I mean, he's 6'7". He can shoot it. He can pass it. He can handle it. He can post. He rebound. I mean, he plays hard. He can do a lot of things, but he's got to believe it. You know, when he does, man, like he's really good. I think you see those flashes, and tonight was one of them. And hopefully, this gives him even more confidence that, like, hey, man, like you can be a really good player. Not in say in the future, right now. You could be a really good player for us. So I was really proud of him.
Antoine didn't dress tonight. Obviously, you didn't need him that much. It's not a long-term thing with him, is it?
No, it's just more just being cautious. Like if it was a MAC game or a MAC tournament game, he would have definitely have played. But just we felt like the right thing to do is just to make sure, give him an extra day here to recover, especially with the amount of games that we got coming up here over the next couple weeks.
How'd you feel about, you wanted to up the number of turnovers somewhat. How'd you feel about turnovers and them staying with running the offense despite having umpteen people get on the floor?
Yeah. It's funny. Like, so game one, I think we created turnovers in 25% of our possessions, which is off the charts. My goal for us is always 19% of the possessions where we create turnovers. I would say I'm going to guess that's probably where we were tonight. I'm not 25, probably more like around 20, 21, which is a good number for us because that's when we're at our best. Is when you can create offense off your defense, right? Scouting's so good. If you just play in the half court, I think it's so difficult. We want to be a team that's always pushing the ball on misses, makes, and turns. And obviously when you create the turns, that's the best time to create your offense. Right? Analytically, it'd be definitely the highest one.
You were good on the assists, too.
Very good.
With the number of assists and running the offense.
Yeah. And again, I think it starts with our older guys, our captains. It's like, Psarro plays the right way all the time. Not sometimes. All the time. Suter plays the right way all the time. Elmer, like those guys. And I think that just permeates throughout the rest of the team. It makes it really easy.
Having this, preseason or this non-league season, it gives a chance for people like Robbins to work on their game somewhat, around the basket and everything to, get that ready for the league.
For sure. I think, again, and I've said this in the off season to several, like our fans and donors and stuff, like scheduling has never been more difficult than it was this year. There was a line from here to Cincinnati to play us my first couple of years. Now, all of a sudden, there's nobody in line. It takes two to tango. So it's like, man, so I think there's some different approaches you take. It's like, okay, well, hey, listen, we want to play as tough of a schedule as we can, but they have to agree to play us. And so you take advantage of every opportunity you have, no matter who you're playing, right? No matter who you're playing, are you getting better? And tonight I thought we got better. Our bench continued to get minutes, get experience, get confidence. To your point, Tyler Robbins has a double-double in his second game in his collegiate career. Kyle Waltz goes for 23. Trey Perry has 11 points, 3 assists. Like, that stuff is going to really, really help us because we need everybody on our team to be productive, especially the way that we play. I'm willing to play 10 guys. I'll play up to 10. I don't care. 10, 11. How many guys that can be productive and help us win, that's how many guys we're going to play. So it allows us to even play even faster.
Coach, you had one transfer come in heading into the season, being Almar. How was your vision for him kind of turning into reality? I mean, tonight he actually leads the team in assists, but, from his style of play, he knocks down 4 threes. He shoots 5 of 6 from the field. In 15 minutes of action. How have you just kind of seen his game translate into what you were hoping it would be, when you were recruiting him?
Yeah, he's a matchup problem. I mean, he's 6'8", 235 pounds, but he looks like a guard. Plays like a guard with his shooting and his ability to pass. That's what, because I've told him when he first got here, you never know how other coaches that have coached him have valued him, right? Obviously, he's an elite shot maker, but it's like I told him, the attraction that I had for him was his IQ. He sees things. He plays really, really slow, right, which is a good thing. And allows him to read and be a matchup problem. I think he's a guy that he is a perfect fit for our offense. All right, whether he's playing at the 4 or the 5, it really doesn't matter for us. He gives us great versatility, and he's just smart. He's a vet. He's been coached. He's won at a high level. There were so many positives to bringing Almar into our program, and this is exactly how I thought he would be for us.
Kyle, 23 points, second game as a Red Hawk. Can you just talk through what's going through your mind right now?
I mean, it's definitely exciting. I mean, career high 23 points. I think for me, I was like trying to stay prepared, and I think my mindset going into the game was like just be ready, stay aggressive, and I think it all worked out. So it feels good.
Was there anything special about practice today or waking up this morning that led you to do that?
Probably not. I mean, I just felt good all day. Just shot around. Shot felt good. I wouldn't say anything different.
Is there anything particular about your game that you like to do? It looks like you don't mind driving the ball to the hoop.
Can you say that again?
Is there anything particular that you like to do with your game?
Oh,
For example, driving to the hoop. It looked like
I mean, yeah.
You know, that's part of your game.
yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, I think like I work on my shot a lot. So like catching the shoot, that kind of opens up my game for me. So that's kind of what I'm looking at when I catch the ball. I'm kind of catching the shoot, and my kind of drive comes off of that.
Kyle, how do you approach, just kind of taking advantage of opportunity, right? That's a big thing, and coaches obviously said to us, I believe even last week, that lineups aren't completely set. Things can shake, and obviously guys can earn minutes. So obviously, with that said, just how do you kind of approach a game where maybe you expect or maybe you don't expect, but either way, you showed up when you had the minutes, right?
Yeah.
Just what was your mindset there?
I think my mindset, I mean, there's a few things. I think preparation for me was the most important. Just like always just staying in the gym, shooting around, making sure I stay in shape. That was a big one, just doing that. And then my mindset, like I had to stay ready whenever. I think I kind of knew I had an opportunity this game, but I just had to stay ready. So.